Don't be a loser. Go ahead and subscribe to Tennessee Titans today. That way you're updated on everything going on around the Tennessee Titans. More subs equals more videos. The link is below. The big red button that says subscribe is below. So now, go ahead and click it. We have Titans winners and losers up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And as you guys can see by the score, we're going to have a lot more winners than we are losers here for Tennessee after a 34-3 ass whooping. And yes, that's exactly what it was here. So at first we're going to start with the winners, and then I will go to the losers. In terms of probably the biggest winners, maybe back-to-back weeks, the backup quarterbacks. I'm not saying that Ryan Tannehill is going to be getting nervous whatsoever, but, it is pretty encouraging because if Logan Woodside and Matt Barkley are playing as well as what they are, I can't wait to see what Tanny does. So, Barkley got the start in this game. Last week it was Woodside, and he was phenomenal. 12 of 16, 115 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, was in total command of the offense. And then Logan Woodside came in and was like, wait a minute, I can do this too. He was 7 of 8, 64 yards, and a touchdown. Probably one of the biggest questions, though, around Tennessee is, are both of these quarterbacks going to make the 53? Who is going to be the backup to Ryan Tannehill? So here's my question to you guys. Who's played better thus far? You got 2 sample sizes of preseason action. Both players played well. Do you think Logan Woodside would be the better backup quarterback? Go ahead and type L. If you think it's been Matt Barkley, why don't you go down in the comments and type M. Next winner here is Mekhi Sargent, and I love good stories, but you know what I love even more than that? Really awesome names. And if it wasn't for Derrick Henry, this would probably be one of the coolest jerseys out there, especially at the running back position. But Sargent had himself a day, and he was getting a lot of work with some of these, I'll call it the first team Titans offense, at least in the preseason. Now, don't get me wrong. Derrick Henry, this is his game. It's his backfield, and that all goes. But for Sargent, he's right now battling for a roster spot. He's on the bubble, 5'8", 208-pounder, 23-year-old kid out of Iowa. He had 16 carries for 78 yards, and he did have a grab for 5 yards and a touchdown. He led the team in rushing. He had a receiving touchdown. As far as I'm concerned, that makes you a winner. Let's go maybe to probably the biggest winner in this game, and probably the name that you guys care about a lot, Elijah Molden, the rookie out of Washington. This was one of those players that I was really excited to be able to see how he's going to be able to fit in the NFL because he can do so many different things. He could play safety, he could come up and play nickel, and he was all over the football field up against the Bucs. 8 tackles that led the team, and it wasn't even close. 1 sack, 2 tackles for loss, a pass breakup, and a quarterback hit. I don't know what more you're looking for from your rookie, but honestly, I thought all the Titans rookies played well. And when I really thought about the breakdown of this and that, I was like, I can't just sit here and only give love to Molden. I also wanted to be able to give some honorable mentions, if you will, against the Bucs. The Titans defense, they played phenomenal. They only allowed 3 points. Des Fitzpatrick, he had a touchdown grab in this game. And then Farley, one of the biggest concerns for Titans defense was, are they going to be able to stop the pass? And the fact that Molden stepped up, the fact that Farley stepped up, the fact that Borders has looked as good as he has, I'll tell you what, man, that's got to be a pretty inspiring thing here for the Titans. So name a Titans winner versus the Buccaneers. If you want to go down in the comments and name somebody that I already did, you can go ahead and do that. What I would like for you guys to do is take that next step and kind of be that overachiever and give me another name of a winner up against the Buccaneers. When you have winners, you also have losers. Probably one of the biggest losers is Jeremy McNichols, and I remember when McNichols was kind of like this popular name in fantasy football, and then all of a sudden it's just gone downhill from them. I mean, if Sargent had such a good game, winner. The reason why Nichols is a loser is because Sargent had a good game, and he played terrible. Now, was the offensive line good? No, and we're about to get to them in a second, but 5 carries, -9 yards. Obviously, it's not quite the production you're looking at, especially when you're sitting here right now on that roster bubble. Speaking of the offensive line, one player that I just can't believe is really struggling the way he is, it's Dillon Radunz, and he's another loser in this game. He just looks overmatched. When he's out there on the field, it honestly reminds me a lot of a player who is getting hit in the mouth and he's like, wow, the NFL is a lot harder than what I expected. He's playing with no confidence. He looks sluggish. Radunz is a player that I really thought was going to be able to succeed in the NFL. I'm looking like I'm wrong, and so far, he's not looking too good. And then speaking of Radunz, kind of again here, it's the offensive line depth. I have not been impressed whatsoever with the Titans' offensive line. Now, they played well earlier on, but then again, you're hoping that a lot of these players are never going to step on the field. However, whether it's Sambrilla, whether it's Questionberry, whether it's Radunz, like, they have not given me the confidence that if those guys step on the field, they're going to be able to block the correct people, especially Ryan Tannehill, block for Derrick Henry. That's why they were a loser in this one.